everybody, Warwood here. Welcome back to Football Manager, where we are in the winter transfer window. We have been losing 2-1 recently. So we've lost our last 3 championship games. Admittedly, the Swansea game was a tough one. Rotherham we should have won. Coventry we, on paper, should have got something out of. And Leeds we lost 2-1 in the FA Cup. A little bit unfortunate in that one, but obviously understandable to lose to Premier League opposition. We need to turn the tide, otherwise all the good work of October, November, December, where we had, 3, 7, 10 wins out of 16 games, is wasted. So let's look to crack on. Coming up, we've got Peterborough at home, which should be a home win. We've got a home game against Charlton a week later, which is a tough one. We then travel to Barnsley, where we'd be looking for 3 points. Sheffield United at home becomes a difficult game. Huddersfield away, we would look to be trying to win. Hull away, we'd be looking at a defeat, I would imagine. Brentford at home, we'd be looking to get at least a point from, if not a win. And then Derby away, we'd be looking to get something out of that game. That takes us January to the end of February, and would leave us with 10 games remaining. And that would be a real good indicator of where we stand in the league. Hopefully by that point, 30 points remaining for everybody else. If we can be in a position where we only need a couple of wins to secure our safety, that would be absolutely fantastic. If we were already clear of where relegation was then we'd be looking at a playoff spot, and that's highly unlikely and probably not what we would want, because I think that would really come unstuck if we did get promoted. But you know what, making the playoffs certainly would not mean making the final, let alone winning the thing. There are much better teams in this division. I honestly think 10th is probably where we is our best case scenario, and that's where we currently sit. Anyway, we're trying to get rid of some cost from the side, because at the moment we are losing money hand over fist. We're down to our last 2 million in the bank, and we are trying to build a new stadium, which I still haven't had an update on. Under 23s match we've got coming up as well. Suggestions, let's have a look, and for the next match, say they can all play. We'll take Rocchi out of that, and we'll take the Amico down to 45. Tom Scott can play. Let's actually have a look at Rocchi. 70%. Let's give him an hour. Right, no offer for 6 players. Drea, go and talk to clubs. There's interest in all of them, but nothing has really come about. Now it looks like deadline day is on the 2nd, Monday the 2nd now, because the last day of the month falls on a Saturday. Right, so that's interesting. But for now, let's focus on Peterborough at home. A win would see us climb up to 8th, assuming that results go away, but they're unlikely to. So 9th is a possibility. 4th round of the FA Cup we are not playing in, having lost to Leeds, who drew Brentford. Oh, that would have been a good game to be in. Right, okay, so Rocchi is going to start on the bench again. Bayer will get a chance up front. Capani will get a chance down the left. Really needs to play a lot better than he is. Bove will keep his place instead of Wadham. Vice, I think, is going to come in for Gore. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Submit team. Let's go. Oh, look at that for a pitch. Avoided it being abandoned, which is good. Capani is motivated. You better be, mate. Look at that. It's snowing. Vice brings it forward. I think this is the first snowy game I've had in the 6 years. I think I've seen a pitch like this before in this. I'm starting to wonder whether there's been an update. I doubt it, that's our game. So, time ticking by uneventfully at the moment. Let's go a bit more balanced. Diego as we approach the end of the first quarter. Tiao. Vice. To Wright Phillips, he's into the area. He strikes and he scores. At last, Wright Phillips cuts in and actually scores one. Had a few chances of late, which have been straight at the keepers. But today he has made good. Keeper gets a hand to it. Cuts inside. Makes an angle. And buries it. Keeper's down early in terms of the game, but takes an age to hit the floor. And tell me that, he should play basketball. Anyway, 1-0 to Blyth. Which we're very, very happy with. Nice to get Bayer on the score sheet if at all possible. Here comes Diego to Capani, who could also do with a bit of a spell of goals. So in fact they all could. Vice hits the defender, throw in. Right, Phillips gets over to take. Nothing coming from that phase of play. Five minutes to half time. Walcott goes into the book. So we're going to trickle through to half time. 2 minutes of injury time to add. Nothing's going to come from that. 1-0 at half time. Middlesbrough losing 3-0 at home. Wow, that means we will go 8th with the win. Team's doing okay. Bayer not playing great, but inspired by Aryan at half time. Capani not playing particularly well either. Throw in. Wright Phillips to Lusala. Skips over the defender. Crosses left foot. To buy to Vice. Oh, rolled it towards the far corner instead of hitting it. Defensive throw in now. In front of a capacity crowd. Vice looks to bring it over halfway. Loses the ball, but Capani picks up on the loose ball. Cuts inside. He's inside the area. He fires. Oh, just wide of the post. Inspired a little bit, I guess, by the finisher Wright Phillips earlier. Wright Phillips now throws it to Lusala. Hits the byline, pulls it back to Wright Phillips, to Hume, to Lusala, crosses. Capani can't get the header away. And as we hit the hour mark, we will look to bring Capani off with D'Amico and Rocchi off for Bayer. Approaching 3/4 distance. Hume with a corner kick. Crosses away. Wright Phillips on the edge of the area. To Vice. Hits one. Deflected. Tiao. Crosses. Corner kick. Hume to cross. He does just that. Away by Hughes. Walcott has it. To Tiao. to Walcott again, and the chance is gone. 20 minutes to go. Right, Phillips picks up a yellow, and with 15 to go, just going to take Hume and Bove, and Hume is going to come off for Wadham. Bove is going to go to a deep line playmaker. It's going to support. We're going to allow our fullbacks forward, which might seem a daft thing to do. I'm just not confident that we're going to keep a clean sheet here. They've done very little all game, but you know, it's not a bad tactic when you're the poorer team to settle for 1-0 until the last 10 and then chuck everything forward and see what happens. Right, Phillips to Vice. Right, Phillips now squares it to Bove. Beats his man. He can strike. He does. Wins a corner. Good save by Ward. The Amico with a cross. It's a good one. Walcott though. Vice on the edge of the area. To right, Phillips. Someone needs to shoot. The Amico into the box. Crosses. Tiao has it. To Diego. Tiao again. Don't get caught in possession, mate. He doesn't. It's back to Diego. Last 5 minutes coming up. Right, Phillips throws to Vice, to Lusala. Inside to Wadham. Finds Bove. Finds right, Phillips. Straight at Ward. Should have been able to score there. And hopefully that won't come back to haunt us. Walcott. And here come Peterborough. Wadham wins the header. Walters. Long ball. Britton. Keeps it in. Pulls it back. Cook blocked. PS now. If he gets caught there, they're in trouble. It goes back to Hughes. So, final couple of minutes. And here come Peterborough again. With Harding. Humphreys now. Chance to cross. Blocked. Corner kick. I am sure this will be our undoing. Walcott heads clear right. Phillips clears it. 2 minutes of injury time remain, make that 1. Seconds left now. Peterborough, get a foot on it, boys. That should do, and that should be game. It is indeed. 1-0 we will take. We absolutely dominated. A little bit nervous towards the end, but I think I created that. Player of the match and a goal for Wright Phillips. Should have had 2. Must add, but the win is enough to take us to 8th level on points with Forest, and only 2 points off the playoffs, which is interesting. Right, Phillips shines. Let's see who's good in front of goal. Might increase the interest in him as well. A Gungbo on the way back. Newcastle beat Aldershot. Really want this guy. Such a good player. 23 million. Leeds won 1-0 against Brentford. We could have so easily been in the 5th round if we hadn't have failed there. Well, if their keeper hadn't cost us. Keeper had an amazing game. And transfer offer in for Kapani. 2.6 million. No, that is not enough. So it could rise to 3.2. No, that's nowhere near enough. I mean, you're in our division and you're rich. There's no way you're getting them for cheap unless the board say. $10-0 for the under-23s. Wow. Broha hat-trick. D'Amico gets on the score sheet with McGlaw. A hat-trick for Ramos and 2 for Joe Ridley. You know what, guys? Let's watch some goals. Just shows how good a squad depth we've got, to be honest. Here we go. Oh, Rocchi got some time as well. Played in Ramos. Good goal. D'Amico beats 2. Crosses. Broha. Never going to miss from there. Agumbo. Broha. Rossiter. D'Amico with a header. Deriva to Zanella. Crosses. Ramos. D'Amico. Magloire. Ramos. Hat-trick. Deriva. Oh, Broha. Hat-trick. Rossiter to Deriva. To Ridley. Oh, that must be Ridley's hat-trick, sorry. So. Oh. How many did Ridley score? Oh, Ridley got 2. It was Ramos that got the hat-trick, sorry. And that is Broha's hat-trick, right? Okay. Wow. So yeah, Ramos was the one who got 3. My mistake. But what a good game. What a good hammering that is. Transfer deadline in a week. Another offer in. It's time for Dreher. Tom Scott is injured. Keita, man of the match. Scott Robertson, man of the match. And an assist for South Shields. South Shields are second behind our affiliate Boston. And Crawley are 4th in their division. Tom Scott is out for a couple of weeks. And Dreher offer on loan. Right, okay. And if he plays 5 games, we want £1 million. And then you can pay us 10 grand a week. Unsurprisingly, there should be a different way to reflect what the offers are there. It should flag up on one side for offers, on the other side for loans. Alexander Mitrovic. He's a player that should have had a good career after coming to Newcastle. Just never really took off, did it? That was the problem. You know, he scored 9 on his debut season and couldn't get going in the league below because he just wasn't really given the chance. Done alright at Fulham, and then in this game it petered out rather quickly. Longello still not getting the time he needs. Oldham after McGlaw, team of the week for Wright Phillips. Let's offer him out on loan. Offer clubs on loan. Could you pay his wages? Man City finish off Chelsea to reach the Carabao Cup final. No offers for Deriva. We're losing the 5th round against Crew for the under 18s Cup. Mullen didn't score. It's your fault, mate. Forest versus Brighton. And Rotherham versus Man United. So Man United look like they'll be in a Manchester derby. Forest beat Brighton, as you would expect. Rotherham scored 2 at home, but Man United scored 6. So 9-2 on aggregate to United. Greenwood tipped to become a world beater in 2020, and wow, he looks like he's been just that for Man United. What a player, 70 million rated. So we're approaching the end of January and there's not a massive amount of transfer activity going on. There's another transfer offer comes in. Scouting meeting Charlton. Tamaku's praise has been sung. Under 18s. Exeter. I mean, that's nothing. Ryan goes and does his talk. And we get to the end of the week. Okay, so that's the end of this episode. In the next one, we have Charlton at home, which is a tough game, but hopefully we can get something out of it. Following that, we'll have the end of the transfer window. That's all coming up in the next episode. Thereafter, we'll have a double header of a week where we go to Barnsley and then entertain Sheffield United at home. Let's just do our usual check here, make sure we've had no update on the site. We haven't, so we haven't missed anything. Rather frustrating, but that's the end of this episode. Come back for the next one. Till then, bye bye.